Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and welcome to episode 15 of my Warframe Beginners Guide for 2025. The first thing that we're going to do is the Master Rank 15 test. Now this is an interception test, so make sure to bring a crowd control frame. I'm just going to go ahead and do it with my regular vault with the Naderic, the Zorus, and the Grimoire. I'm going to find it easy enough because all I have to do is just throw my Zorus at the group of enemies and they're all going to die, and then I can capture the flag. Thankfully, there's only 3 of the flags that we have to capture, so it's quite an easy test, to be honest. Just make sure to kill any of the enemies as soon as they spawn in, and you'll be good. Once you capture 3 of the flags, just go ahead and position yourself in the middle and kill enemies as they spawn in. Just look at your mini-map, and then you're going to see the red Doritos. And that's basically all you do until you finish the Master Rank test. Okay, so what we're going to do in today's episode of the Beginner Guide is we're going to go back and we're going to do some of the side quests that we haven't done. You can see that we have some main quests still to complete in the form of Jade Shadows. Not too sure why this is a main quest. It is quite cinematic, so I guess that's why they put this in here. But you can see that we've completed pretty much everything up to the Jade Shadows. If you go to Warframe quests, you can see a bunch of quests here which you have and some that you have not unlocked. So basically, all of these quests are going to enable you to farm a new Warframe. So Call of the Tempestarii is going to enable us to farm Sevagoth. Hidden Messages is going to enable us to farm up Mirage, the Wave Rider, Ureli, Limbo Theorem, Limbo, Jorda's Precept, Atlas, the Glass Gambit, Nidus, Octavia's Anthem, Octavia, Sands of Anaros, Mask of the Revenant, and the Silver Grove, Titania. But the Silver Grove quest actually also enables us to get some new mods as well, so that's quite nice to know. A lot of these frames we're just going to throw into the Helminth, so we're going to get them, level them up to 30, and then throw them into the Helminth. So for example, Sevagoth, because his Gloom ability that we get from subsuming him is very, very, very strong, especially on Necros. Any frame that doesn't have a prime, so say for example Ureli, we won't subsum them just yet until their prime version comes out. And then if we go to side quests here, there's also a few quests that we haven't completed as well. So for example, Patient Zero, this is going to enable you to farm Mesa. But honestly, I recommend picking Mesa up just from the circuit whenever she comes around. Pretty sure a man of a few words doesn't do anything apart from get you a new gear wheel companion, but I'm not too sure off the top of my head. So honestly, which one you do first is entirely up to you. I think I'm going to go ahead and do Jade Shadows first because I think it's going to take me the longest. So I'm just going to go ahead and start Jade Shadows. Now in this quest, we don't play as ourself at all. We only play as the Stalker, as you can probably see from that ship. And I'm not going to spoil the quest for you guys, so I'll let you go ahead and play it yourself. This one's pretty straightforward. There's nothing much to it. Just as a cool little tip, while you're invisible with the Stalker, you can actually just freely walk through the lasers. So if you're struggling with spy missions, well, yeah, Stalker makes it super easy. You're eventually going to get to this part in the quest where you're in your own orbiter and you need to get into this door. Now what we have to do is we need to wait for Ordis to float up to the door and then open it, and then we can slide our way in. Here you see Ordis is going up to the door like so, and now we just go ahead and we roll in like that. So after you've completed the Jade Shadows quest, you're going to get a message from Hunhao, and then what we can do is we can actually farm up Jade's parts from the Brutus mission on Uranus, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that straight away. I'm going to move on with the quests. I'm going to go ahead and do the Hidden Messages quest next. So after starting the Hidden Messages quest, if you pause the game, go to Communication Inbox, you're going to get a riddle here. Now you can try to figure it out if you want, but I know that we just have to go to Olympus on Mars, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And you'll know that you're doing the right thing whenever you click on it and it says solve the riddle from the inbox message Mars. And now you just want to go ahead and complete the mission. You'll see at the end of the mission that you get rewarded with the Mirage Neuroptics blueprint. And now you get the second riddle in your inbox. So now we have to head to Calypso on Saturn. Go ahead and complete that mission. Just so you guys know that I'm not lying. Calypso, solve the riddle. There you go. As you guys can see, after the Saturn mission, we got the systems. Now if we go to our inbox, we can see that we have another riddle. And this final riddle takes place on Caribdis on Sedna. So we're gonna go over there, press escape again. zoom all the way out. Where is Kara? There it is. It's the hidden messages, and it actually shows you. You can just go on in. And from that Sedna mission, we got the Mirage Chassis Blueprint. So now the quest is pretty much complete. So now all we have to do is go to the market and get her blueprint, and then we can start crafting her after we craft all of her components, of course. The blueprint only costs 35,000 credits, so not too expensive. Next up, I want to do the Limbo Theorem quest to get out of the way. This is mainly all Arcwing stuff, unfortunately. So just go ahead and start it. You're going to get a message in your inbox like so. So we got the Limbo Neuroptics Theorem blueprint. We have to go to our foundry and start crafting that. Top left hand corner, type in Limbo, and you can see that we need these proof fragments. Just come to your navigation, go ahead, press the little quest icon, and then it says Limbo Theorem Mars mission. We go ahead and we do that, and this is where we're going to farm up the resource that we need to craft that thing that's in our foundry. So it's just an interception. You might want to bring a buddy in to do this if you struggle with Arcwing interceptions, but like I said, they've made these very easy, so you shouldn't struggle. Now you're actually going to get the proof fragment just randomly from getting kills. So if I go ahead and I press view mission progress, you can see that I've got it as a resource. So make sure to be floating around and actually killing the enemy so you can get the proof fragment that you need. Then once we played that mission and we got the proof fragment that we need, we go ahead and we craft the Neuroptics one. Just go ahead and claim that. Now we play a mission where we get the blueprint for the Neuroptics, and the mission is straight up just an excavation, so have fun. And maybe bring Necros in here as well, because Necros will speed it up, because his Desecrate actually affects the batteries to drop. And after completing the excavation, you can see that we got the Limbo Neuroptics blueprint. Now what we have to do is we have to spend proof fragments again on crafting the Limbo Systems Theorem, but because I got a few from that first run, well, I can just go ahead and craft this, and now we just head into the next excavation mission. And it's just going to be a matter of, you know, doing that interception to get the proof fragments that you need, and then doing the crafting in the foundry, then doing the excavation mission until you've got all of his parts. And just like that, we've completed the Limbo Theorem. We've got all the parts for Limbo, so technically we could go ahead and craft them now. We just need to get his blueprint from the market as well. We just go ahead and double check. Okay, so I can't craft his chassis. What does the chassis need? The Limbo chassis, Limbo chassis, it needs an argon crystal. Of course it does. Okay, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and do the Silver Grove quest, because this one is just going to be more beneficial than the rest of them. Octavia's Anthem will actually benefit me a lot, because if you guys remember, very early on in the series, I actually farmed up all of the parts for Octavia from the circuit. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the Silver Grove, and then I'm going to do Octavia's Anthem. So to start the Silver Grove quest, I got to head to a relay, and we got to talk to the New Loka people. So if you come into the New Loka here, you can go ahead and press the Silver Grove, and that is going to start some dialogue that we got to listen to. So just go ahead and press accept quest. That adds it to the inventory. We go back to our ship, head to the codex, go to the Warframe quests and start the Silver Grove. Press begin, easy peasy. One unread message, and you can see that we get the Nightfall Apothic blueprint. So as you can see, we need to go and scan plants to craft this thing. So if you were one of the good people and you scanned plants as you came across them, well, you're going to be able to craft this right now. But I was very bad. I didn't scan all my plants. So now what I have to do is I need to find out where we actually get all this stuff. So this one comes from Ceres, this one comes from Earth, and this one also comes from Earth. So I'm going to go to Ceres first, and I'm going to go ahead and try to find that plant. So I found one of the plants. These ones are quite out of the way. Like, as you can see, I spawned in, and of course, whenever you spawn in, you're going to be facing this direction. But if you bring out your codex scanner and then aim down sights with it, you can see the orange glow. So just like go around the rooms and then bring out your codex scanner and then go ahead and find them that way. So you can see I got one of them. I need more than one. So I'm just going to keep on going until I find some more. Pretty sure this Moonlight Dragon Lily plant that I need to get, I need to wait for Earth to go to nighttime, so just on the regular tile sets. Like if I hover over them right now, you can see that they're all daytime. Gotta wait for 1 hour before I can go in and scan those plants. So now I can go ahead and I can craft this Nightfall Apothic thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and craft that, rush it for 0 platinum. And there we go, it's done. Now I go to navigation, go to my quests, go to the shrine, and it tells me that I have to have it equipped in my gear wheel. Totally forgot all about that. Gonna go down, go to gear, go here, type in Nightfall Apothic, a double click. There we go, added, and now we go do the mission. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna come into this cave and you're gonna find this little passageway. You wanna go ahead and head down that. And that's gonna lead you into the shrine here. Now we go ahead and we press Anoint Shrine. Eventually these specters are gonna spawn in. You wanna go ahead and just take them down by throwing your Zorus at them. And after that, just go ahead and head to the exit. And you can see at the end of this mission, we got the Titania Systems Blueprint. Now we also have this Twilight Apothic Blueprint. We gotta go and get the stuff to craft this as well. So again, if you come down into your foundry and you just go ahead and type in the name of the Apothic, you can see the plants that it requires and where you can get them. So we need the Moonlight Jade Leaf, which we get from Earth, the Lunar Pitcher, which we get from Lua, and Rux Claw, which we get from Mars. So I'm going to go and try to find these plants in these different planets, these different missions, and come back whenever I've got them all. Remember, you have to scan them to get them. And craft this Apothic. Okay, so I've got enough of the resources to craft the Twilight Apothic, so we're just going to go ahead, let that craft, rush it for some platinum, and now we head into the shrine again. So we're basically doing the exact same thing as we did the first time, and silly me, I forget to equip the Twilight Apothic because I'm a silly man. There we go, Twilight Apothic equipped. Let's get into the mission. So as you guys can probably tell, like, farming the plants isn't that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, as long as you are, you know, just ready to scan them whenever night or day rolls around on Earth, and you know, just hover over the resource and it's going to tell you, like, where to go and get it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and scan that because I don't know if I have any of that one. But yeah, it's not that difficult, you know? So we insert the thing in here again, and now we wait around again. Now we gotta kill the Orphid Spectre. There we go. Dead. So after that mission, you can see that we have to craft the Sunrise Apothic. I need to get some Frost Leaf from Venus, Neptune, or Pluto. And I need to get Vestin Moss from Mercury, Saturn, or Sedna. Crafted my Sunrise Apothic, claimed it. Going to the navigation, taking a little seat, and I didn't equip it again. That's 3 times in a row now. I can't believe it. But, I mean, at least I didn't go to click on the thing that time. Like, at least, you know, I remembered that I had to go and equip it. So, yeah, I got it equipped. Let's go start the mission. Make your way into the cave, jump up to the rocks, put your thing in the thing. And now we wait for the dialogue. Whip out the Zorus. Throw the Zorus at the Spectre. Spectre dead. Very good. Now we have to defend the shrine for 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then once the timer expires, you're done with this mission. So after you've completed the Silver Grove, we've got the Titania Blueprint delivered directly into our inventory. And the cool thing about this quest, these little Apothic things that we now have that are in our foundry, we can go ahead and we can craft those, so we can scan more of those plants to craft them and then add them to our gear wheel, and they work as a way of summoning in the specters that we fought in the quest if we play an Earth mission and we find that shrine again. And what happens is those specters will actually drop cool mods for you. Each specter drops different mods, and you can take Necros in to actually reroll them. It's mainly aura mods that they drop, and there's one that is quite good in particular called Growing Power. And you need to go ahead and craft the Nightfall Apothic, I believe. Then go in, activate it on the shrine, and just kill the Loki Spectre that spawns in. Use your Desecrate ability to reroll the body, and hopefully you'll get the Growing Power drop. You don't have to go in and manually scan all of those plants. I will talk about a way of passively sort of scanning the plants. but we're not going to do that in today's video because it's not super important right now. The next quest that we're going to do is the Call of the Tempestarii quest. This is a Railjack quest, so make sure to throw a few mods or a few intrinsics into your Railjack before you jump in here. So this is actually going to unlock two things for us. It's going to unlock Sevagoth, or at least the ability to craft him. And it's also going to unlock Tenet Sisters to drop Tenet weapons for us. We're just going to go ahead and jump into the Railjack mission that it asked us to. And as you can see in the looting screen, there's this like ghost ship that spawns in. So this is straightforward. All we have to do is just float around here for some resources, really. And then we just do exactly like the mission says and kill some of the Corpus enemies. As you can see, like, I haven't really upgraded my Railjack at all, and we're still dealing a lot of damage to these guys. And to be honest, they're not dealing a lot of damage to me, so it's just a matter of collecting some resources and then killing the Corpus. Remember, we did spend the intrinsics to unlock the boost, so you can go a little bit faster if you're Railjack as well. Then eventually, this little cutscene is going to play. You just want to go ahead and kill all of the enemies that spawn in with the big ship. And then this stormy thing is going to spawn in. You want to try your best to avoid that. If you do end up taking too much damage, remember, just go ahead and repair your Railjack. And Cephalon Sai will just force you out of the mission. Then he puts you into a new one where you got to approach the big Corpus ship. We got to destroy the security parts on this, so just go ahead, hold down left click, maybe use your middle mouse button if you feel like you're not dealing enough damage. And the other cool thing is you actually end up getting Mark III parts for just playing this mission, so that's quite cool. I randomly got some just there now. Once you've destroyed the 4 security nodes, we can go ahead, we can park up beside the Corpus ship. We can get out of our ship, go into our Archwing like this, and then even though my ship took a lot of damage there, I think if I just head in here, it'll be fine because it's a quest mission. So yeah, there you go. You can see that my Railjack just instantly got repaired there. So you don't have to worry about it, you know, taking a lot of damage while you're in this ship. And now this is just the spy mission within a Railjack mission, really. Once you've cracked all 3 vaults, just get out of the big Corpus ship and head back into your own Railjack so you can start traveling over to the dry dock. Just interact with this little console and it's automatically gonna TP you in there. Then once you've arrived at the dry dock, just go ahead, back out into your ship again and start up the next mission from your orbiter like so. And that's just going to put you back into your Railjack. You might be able to start this from your Railjack in the dry dock. I don't know, but I just find it faster to just back out and then, you know, start the mission the same way you normally would. So now we just move forward. And the spooky ghost ship is going to spawn in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now we just have to try to avoid whatever lightning magic this thing is going to try to throw at us. Now we've got to get out of our ship and head into the spooky ship. This is where the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob spawns in. Very spooky. Sevagoth. Hello. He's a cool looking Warframe. Too bad we're just throwing him into the helm of whatever we get him. He wants us to take this thing. I don't know what it is, but we're taking it anyway. Go ahead and use your powers on this thingy. And now you get pulled into the Sevagoth stage where it's just one big, I don't know, like slaughter, and you listen to music, and once you've done this, the quest is basically completed. After the singing part, you want to exit the ghost ship, and then you want to come all the way to the back of this thing. You want to get inside it like so with your Archwing, and now we're going for a terminal. Here's the terminal. Just turn on the terminal. Terminal. Go ahead and kill the interference enemies, the ospreys that spawn in that interfere with the hacking. Once the hacking has been completed, we make our way to the next little terminal, and now we go back into the Tempestarii by exiting out this big door here and going into the Tempestarii ship. And now we get in the pilot seat. Never mind. Oh, we do. We get in the pilot seat. And as you can see, this has different guns. Very different. Just go ahead and kill the Corpus enemies that spawn in. Now you come up to the side of the big ship. And middle mouse button, like so. Big boom, big success. And now we have another step to do where we go into the void with the Tempestarii ship. We're trying to get a life pod. We got the life pod. Now we're leaving the void. Now we head to the back of the ship, and we have another one of these things. Oh, it's Sevagoth in the coffin. Oh, flip. After completing the Call of the Tempestarii quest. We're gonna come back to the Deadlock Protocol area where we see the main villain of the Call of the Tempestarii quest, the sister who has shown up. And this is just them indicating, hey, you can now fight the Sisters of Parvos. So at the end of the Call of the Tempestarii quest, you gain access to the Sisters, which you're not going to accidentally come across. They are basically the corpus version of kuva liches. But like I said, you're not going to accidentally come across them. We could technically do kuva liches and tenet sisters at this point in the game, but we're not going to because we still have a few other things to sort of like clean up first. But one thing that I want to communicate is how you farm Sevagoth. Now, what we're able to do in the Railjack missions is we're able to actually open relics here. So if you come to the Railjack star chart, you can press on the little relic icon, and then you can see all of these different missions, so skirmish and whatnot. And basically, in the Vale, Pluto, and Neptune, at the end of a Voidstorm mission, which is what these are called, you've got a 10% chance of getting Sevagoth part blueprints. So if you want to come into Railjack and open up some relics, well, go ahead and do so because you're going to farm Sevagoth on the side. And then the other thing that I want to talk about before I end today's video, because we have just done like a bunch of quests, is if you have completed the star chart, like you're following along with the guide and you've completed the star chart, you can actually take part in the Steel Path circuit. So the Steel Path circuit is basically the exact same as the normal circuit, but it's a little bit easier. I'm going to have a video on screen now of me basically attempting the circuit on this account, like the Steel Path version of it, so you can see like it is easy done. And the Steel Path circuit is going to unlock these incarnon adapters, which make normal weapons very, very, very strong. You're going to see that on this account already, I've actually got myself a Torrid incarnon, which gives it these evolutions, these upgrades. So if I were to go ahead and click this, I could activate an upgrade which increases base damage by 31 or increase base damage by 51. So I can just swap between the two of these freely. It's just an upgrade for the Torrid and its incarnon form, which turns it into a beam toxin weapon, which is very, very, very strong. So yeah, in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up some more of those quests that we haven't done yet. And obviously, like in the meantime, what I want you guys to be doing is going to Earth, Fortuna, Deimos, the Zariman, and the Sanctum, and of course, like, you know, maxing out your standings. So if I head over to the Chrysalith here, and then I fast travel over to Quinn, you're able to see that I am on rank 2, and I just need to wait for my reset to happen, and then I can go ahead and rank up to rank 3 because I've got all the resources and stuff. And by the way, Void Plume crests, these are a pain in the butt. You can only get one of these per mission max. And that's using the little scanny ship thing that we've got in our gear. So yeah, that farm sucks. But yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button below. And if you want to see more Warframe content, hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.